What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, as always. Well, that's me. That's not you anymore. You show up and don't host. So it's going to be me. I'm Ron Klee. Welcome aboard. This is episode number 142, and with me, I have an awesome and illustrious and rather large cast
is that
of characters
a fat
here.
joke?
Well, one of them's large.
Your mom's large.
Well, why don't we start with the large one?
Hi, I'm Veg.
Hi, Veg. How you doing?
I'm at Ron Clee's
Hi,
mom's
Veg.
house. Hi.
And to his left, we have a returning Colgano.
Howdy.
How's it going?
I'm well, thank you.
And just popping up to his left is Mr. Solo Male, who is muted at the moment. There he goes.
Yeah, I was gonna mute myself when I was ready.
There you go. Welcome aboard. To Veg's right, we have our former host who just doesn't, he's just said, fuck it, I'm not hosting this shit anymore.
Hi everyone, my name is Shosan and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi.
Well,
Hi,
you are
Shadow.
that.
Oh, sorry. Wrong meeting.
Wrong meeting.
Completely
I
wrong.
apologize.
And
I
no,
apologize.
in this podcast now, your name is Little Bitch Boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And all the way to the left, who apparently is like sneezing like 5 times a minute here.
Coughing.
Coughing.
A little bit of cough.
Yeah.
Coughing.
Tis the season.
Who had to bring up the Pokemon reference? I mean, really.
Well, it wasn't me this time.
We
so-
have Mr. Pantherian on the ender. How's it going?
That's me.
Yep. And we have I don't know if it's like a terribly long show today, but we do have a little bit of show, if you would.
News!
Thank you, show. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
We do have
That's what
some
I'm here
news.
for.
Not a whole lot. It's kind of been a slow week, with Christmas and all. But this came across my feed not too long ago. It looks like Solo, you picked this up as well. Someone decided to put a fake Cuphead app on the Apple Store,
Which is interesting.
and they let it go for a while.
Yeah, I can't believe it made it past the auditors. Like, Apple's very strict on their stuff. How did that happen?
Yeah, I have no idea how this happened. It was kind of
They're a bunch of hacks.
yeah. So
Did I say that out loud?
I
Well,
think they
and-
did end up taking it out, did they?
They did, and it was a huge issue, right? Because the developers immediately jumped on this, said, "Do not download. This is false. This is a hoax."
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
it's-
and apparently they wanted to see how touch controls would perform on this game, and the answer is not well at all. And it was a straight lift of the game, which is insane that they're able to even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The title screen was glitchy. The game crashed all over the place. I mean, it was pretty bad. And MDHR did end up getting it taken down, so that's good.
good. Fuck those guys.
Speaking of Apple, Apple has now put out a policy where they're going to require that any games that have like a loot box type capacity to disclose the odds of
That's
that
awesome.
particular thing. And you know what games this is going to affect? Dan, you say it better than me.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Well done, Dan.
Hearthstone?
Dan,
Yeah.
you're learning. I like this.
Dirtstone.
But yeah, they're going to have to
No,
do that. I
Hearthstone.
believe. Did they put a date on this? I don't think they put a date on it. But they don't have titles like Battlefront or Destiny or anything. But I mean, there's other games out there like Veg. You remember the one game we used to play, Spirit Stones, would have been covered by
Yep,
this.
that would have been it.
But-
I mean, it's in the policy on the developer site, and there's not a like this will go into effect a certain date. So I think they're going to start enforcing it like as soon as possible.
Hopefully, pretty soon.
But-
So
But it's interesting. Like it's a game where it's a random drop anyway, right? So what odds are you putting in there? Your odds to legendary type stuff? Is it odds of how are they justifying these odds?
It may be the straight odds. It may be like your chances of getting this card are 1 in 35,000. Your chance of getting this card are 1 in 35,000. Your chance of getting
Right.
this card are 6 in 35,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
That still won't protect people from the
Interesting.
gambler's fallacy, though. So there's that.
that's true. And it's certainly not going to stop anybody, but
No, probably
I think this is, and we talked about this on the previous episode, this is, I guess, what I would consider more proper legislation. or
Yeah.
proper governance of a loot box type system. At least.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When they started putting calories at fast food restaurants and restaurants in general.
Yeah, but
Well,
I don't
it
have a
is.
problem with that either, though.
Well, you
I'm not-
shouldn't. The point is, some people look at it and care, and for those people that need it, it's there. And the other people
Right.
who never gave a shit and got a supersized double Big Mac between 2 double cheeseburgers and a supersized
Right.
fry and a shake, and they ate all of it, and they don't care. Like, they don't
That's
care about the
probably
calories
delicious.
anyway. Veg has
Yep.
2 of those to make a sandwich of other things.
Well,
Yeah.
bit of a side story. I had this guy when I was working in the theater, about 350 pounds, big fucker. Order large of like everything. He'd have, a bucket of popcorn and nachos, but then he'd get a large Coke, but it would be half Coke, half Diet Coke. So I asked
Yeah,
why.
save on those calories.
Well, it's calories, right? Well, fuck you, you fat bastard. Get the hell out of here. I don't have time for this crap. You're not. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of loot boxes, I was going to skip down to here. So Destiny 2 is just, I am really upset with how badly they're screwing the pooch on all this stuff.
Blizzard's got to be pissed that they put this in their launcher.
I don't understand what Bungie's think. Like, they're remaking all of their Destiny 1 mistakes, and all of their so there's an update on the story at the bottom of the story. I don't know if you saw it, but it says Christopher Barrett, game director of Destiny 2, tweeted a holiday message. I know we say it a lot, but we hear your feedback on Eververse. We want our players to feel respected and deliver great content regularly to our community. Expect lots of discussion with the dev team and an update on our path forward after the new year. Like, they canceled one of their streams of Osiris to have a discussion about how they're going to fix this shit. And now they're like, okay, well, I know we said we're going to fix it last time, like a month ago, but this time we're really going to talk about it. But I
Yeah,
bet
it's
the
like,
money's,
how many times do I have to say this before?
yeah, the money's probably still rolling in, and they're just going to keep pushing it down the street until the money stops rolling in, and they'll fix it. Now, I've always said this. You guys know I say this. If they fix it, we need to, give them the golf clap. If they fix
Right.
it, if they do a Diablo 3 on this, right? Diablo 3 is a lot of fun right now.
Yep.
When it launched, it was not fun. You got bad loot. There was a lot of pay to win. It was not a good game. It is now a pretty good game. And so if they do that, I think that we can be happy about it. But in the meantime, they are really not doing a good job.
Yeah,
Problem
they're
is,
not.
we talk about this like it's a Blizzard game. It's not a Blizzard game. It's an Activision game that was kind of forced down Blizzard
But it's
launchers.
also, it's also Bungie. But I mean, Bungie's
Well,
good.
right.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. I mean, you got Halo, there's all kinds of good stuff.
Yep.
Whose
And-
phone keeps vibrating.
Oh, that's not a phone.
let's not go there.
No.
Whoa,
Let's not
whoa,
go
whoa,
there. We don't
whoa,
want to know
whoa.
what it is, Fetch. Don't
Whoa.
put that on stream. No one wants to see what you use. Oh, it's terrible.
Dude, get that out of the camera.
Taking lessons from Pent here.
Gamer girl.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Hi,
Wait.
Soli.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Holy crap! Merry Christmas. That is a rare occurrence.
that was very rare.
Of
It must
Kathy.
be. It must be like a major holiday or something.
Wow.
Soli sighting.
I know, right?
I haven't seen Soli in ages.
I was
Like
gonna
literally
say,
seen Soli.
Well, you
That
see the
is
back of her head
bizarre.
a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
you usually see the
Say,
back of her head.
Ron's
Wow.
camera got 75%
Wait,
more
wait,
attractive
no.
just then.
Yeah,
we
so-
just
so-
throw away phrasing.
Help! Help!
I don't think it's that kind of stream.
Yeah, did we just throw away phrasing entirely? Like, what the hell? The back of Soli's head. Wow.
I was going to leave that one alone, but
Yep.
I can't.
Tell-
If you're going to softball it in there like that.
tell Soli she was never a Dawn Strider, and so she's not allowed to do that.
Yeah, she was.
Oh. Okay.
That should.
Yes, she was.
Oh, was Tantrum more a Dawn Strider?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
She knows her garroting.
Yep. She was a snake that rolled her R's,
Good for her.
which was like, I had to think about that for a while, but because she was a Raja. So,
Yeah. it was, RPs.
Anyway.
moving on, we have a interesting update. So there's a. Did you guys know that there's a trading card game for based off Witcher 3?
I
Yes.
did. I
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
played
about
it.
that.
I actually did not know about this,
It's
and
Ron, we
Gwent.
talked about this before. It's called
No, we
Gwent.
haven't. When did we talk about this?
We've talked about it.
It's
sometime.
When
been
it
a while,
released.
but we have.
It must have been a long time because I did never made any type of impact on me. Anyway, they have a update for the holidays called the Midwinter Update, and the game is still in beta, mind you. But apparently, this particular update just kind of like nerfs the shit out of everything.
They dumbed it down a lot, and like it
Yeah.
was already not so. A lot of the game is based on positioning, which is something that you don't see in a lot of games, right? Like, I guess maybe there's a couple games in Hearthstone that do things to like the cards next to them,
Mhm.
but there's a lot of positioning, right? Like there's 3 rows. There's close combat, ranged, and basically like trebuchets and catapults and stuff.
That's kind of neat.
And depending on where you put the cards, they have different effects. And some cards can only go in some rows, and some cards, if you go between 2 other cards, other things happen, and you can make special combos happen. It's like this card affects that card, and then this card affects 2 to the, and it's kind of like infinite combos or whatever. But they took like one thing had all kinds of cool flavor text and things that it did, and now it just says does 5 damage to target card, which is like what?
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah,
That's rough for
pretty
any card game.
It is. So
So don't
But
play
yeah,
Gwent till they
hopefully-
fix it.
yeah, hopefully they'll learn from this. And unlike other gaming companies that seem to make mistakes and not learn. Speaking of making mistakes, how about Valve?
Ooh, poor
this is-
Valve.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm sure this is like pocket change to them, but apparently they were charged with misleading customers in Australia, where
to the tune of
it says
3
all
million.
all consumer goods or services come with automatic consumer guarantees that they are of acceptable quality and fit for the purpose for which they were sold. If they are not, consumers have a right to remedy, which may include refund, repair, or replacement. Well, apparently Steam had been doing that for the longest time, and they got fined $3 million.
Ouch.
Now, to be fair, to the Australians at least, they pay a hefty premium for pretty much all video games. Their sales tax is jacked up. Of course, their particular denominations aren't quite on our par. It's rough for a lot of Australians. So for them to actually want some quality, I guess, or some control over the games that they have, yeah, absolutely. You know, I could see them raising a fit, but
I wonder if that's US or Australian dollars, because it's only 2.3 million in US dollars.
Either
Not that it
way,
matters.
I don't have that kind of money.
yeah, no shit.
By the way, a little footnote on this article here. Gaben is, according to Forbes, worth $5.5 billion.
Yeah.
Praise
Uh,
Gaben. By the way, speaking of
Yeah,
Gaben,
yeah, speaking of
if you'd
Gaben.
like to give him some more of your money and make him
I
worth
already have.
$5.6 billion, winter sale's going on.
I don't have that much money.
Oh,
I might be able to
Winter
make him worth
Sale. Oh, I hate
$5.5 billion and $7.50.
Yeah. So they, yeah, the voting is pretty cool. Like, I don't remember nominating games for the awards last year.
Oh yeah, that was the thing last year.
That was the
Well,
thing last year.
It was the Steam-
I think it's been like 2 or 3 years they've been doing this.
I like it. I still think my best nomination this year was for best Star Wars Battlefront 2. I nominated the old Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yep.
And
Nice.
do you want to know what which game I nominated for the Great Library has been built in another land award?
What?
It's Civ 5. You know, it just felt like it fit perfectly.
It did.
Ugh.
Wow, wow.
One last thing about the Destiny 2 thing that I forgot to say, besides just all the problems we're having. So, you know, in Overwatch, like it's winter, whatever the hell the event's called. It's just like
Yep.
the winter event. And in Heroes, it's Winter Veil. And in Hearthstone, they're doing the Cobalt thing. Like when you get a loot box in any of those games during the event, you get that event loot box, right? Like you get your
Right.
Yep.
winter loot box,
Which
and
is
it
cool.
can contain winter items. So in Destiny, that's not true. You get any of the loot box, the bright engrams that you get that are for the Eververse stuff, they're just regular engrams, and they can't contain any of the stuff from the winter event, and there's only one daily quest to get a winter loot box, and it only contains a subset of all the things that you can get if you buy the winter loot boxes with money.
Are you
I don't know
fucking
if that's
serious?
good or bad.
That's bad.
That's bad.
That's very bad.
That's bad, okay.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Don't do
Okay.
drugs.
Okay.
No, don't rip
Anyway.
people off.
And then
Seems cool.
And then one final news story that I have to add to end this kind of on a good note is a gentleman by the name of Zachary Bukta
Yep. here it
pleaded
goes.
guilty to shutting down web networks and engaging in phone bombing schemes for Lizard Squad.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can go suck
Just-
a dick.
Yeah, rip,
Just him?
rip Hacker Man. Am I right?
I'm so glad that happened. That's
Ah,
it's like
How long?
these fuckers were doing this and thinking they could get away with this shit. Not very long. Apparently, he's getting some kind of plea deal, but they think they can get away with this and not be tracked down. Well, they all got tracked down eventually, and this was like the last one that needed to be pursued in court. So,
do we know what his plea deal is?
let me see.
Because I have to wonder, right? I mean, you're talking about a guy in a particular community where
2.5
if he
years.
Okay, because I was going to say if his plea deal was giving up other people, that is not going to go over well in his particular community.
Well,
you
that's what he did. He cooperated with the investigation.
Oh shit, yeah.
So he's
Well,
down from 10 years to 2.5 as a result.
Which fine, right? But it'll be interesting to see what happens later on. Because he's going to have a lot of people going after him. Was what he was doing right? No, absolutely not. He was the absolute troll. Fuck
What
that
are they
guy.
gonna do? They're
But
fucking nerds.
I think
so.
the what's going to happen as a result of him cooperating is going to be more of an issue than him just trying to get out of prison sooner. So best of luck, bro.
Well, to be fair, I mean, some of the people that have been implicated in these major hacking scandals over the years have gone on to have very successful careers in InfoSec.
Yes, potentially.
Potentially.
Maybe
I mean, it's
catch me if you
possible that
can.
this guy can
But-
turn his life around. He's only 20 years old.
But you're talking about guys who, they haven't been trolling for the sake of trolling, and that's pretty much what Lizard Squad is known for, right? These aren't guys who are part of Anonymous. They're not fighting the good fight. They're not, out there trying to do the right thing. They did it illegally and they got caught. We're talking about guys who are just complete assholes. So I have to wonder how much of a career this kid has.
Maybe. Well, so we'll find out. I mean, this is the first time he's gotten charged with this, so we'll see what happens.
You guys saw what happened to Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie.
Oh God, shut up.
Moving on.
Moving on.
We're going to move on to the second
Wax
half.
fell into a bucket of butt cream.
The second half of the podcast.
And this
Normally,
is why I drink.
Normally we would call this the playlist, but since this is Christmas time and we actually do have 6 people here, we're going to be calling it 6 Gamers Gaming.
Fails.
You know
Oh,
what? My computer froze right as you said whatever you said,
6
and I
Gamers
think
Gaming.
my life is better.
Your life
It is, trust me.
since I missed that.
You are better
Come
off.
on, 6 Gamers Gaming is not a bad way to put a little holiday theme on this. So
5
Yeah,
other
promise
people.
me we'll only do it
once.
you get points for the pun. I'll give you that.
Dan,
Four
what
controllers flailing.
hold
I'm at
on.
your house.
Hold
Our
on.
backs with controller cords.
And a face palm for a show song.
Yes! I win!
Come on, it's
win.
not that difficult to make a face palm.
It's pretty common.
Let's be honest.
Especially in this one.
Dan, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing.
Keep the baby
Some-
alive.
Yeah. So
That's a fun one.
some more Witcher 3. Getting through the DLC. Make just relaxing, taking in the vistas. Not Microsoft Vista, but
That's a shitty
Um,
Windows operating system.
it was shitty.
I mean, it wasn't like Windows Millennium. I mean, give it some
No.
credit.
Good point, Ron. Very good point.
Nothing was like Windows Millennium Edition that took 29 hours to start it up if you had anything installed on it.
And that's if you were lucky.
I had played a little bit of this thing called Doki Doki Literature Club.
Sounds
Nice.
fun.
The
A friend of
fuck?
mine recommended it to me. it was on the list of what the Steam Awards that goes with Pony Island.
Content in this product may not be appropriate for all ages or may not be appropriate for viewing at work.
Right. So it looks like an anime dating simulator visual novel thing, but supposedly it's got, I mean, with all the warnings, it's got some kind of.
It's hentai.
Inherent-
It's hentai.
I don't think it is.
It is.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, a friend said that it was good. So I played a little bit of it. It's just normal visual novel type stuff so far, but, and also, Show hooked me up with Slime Rancher. Thank you, Show.
Hey.
And played a little bit of that. It's the kind, because what happened was I had it in a Humble Bundle a while back, and I was like, oh, that looks like maybe something I won't play. Like, it's too cutesy or whatever. And I traded it away.
And it turned out I've heard a lot of good things about the game.
Yeah, and so then recently I've seen a lot of good stuff about it, and people are like, oh, this is a great game to play with your kids because like you can set it on basically creative mode or relax mode or whatever. And I was like, oh, that might be something I want to play with my kid. And then so I was asking if anybody had the extra thing, and Show was awesome and got it for me. So Show, I need to open up my list of keys that I've got and see if you want any of them.
All right, that's fair.
I'm
I'm not looking for anything. I felt
the
like
vault.
being generous. That's all.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
then he wonders why he gets called Big Daddy Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, someone's
I
got to
love
have a
When you
sugar
call me
daddy.
Big Papa.
That is really fucking pathetic when Ron says it.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Played a little bit of PUBG just with those, like I said, that dad group. Played some of that so I could do some squad games.
Are you on
and-
the? I guess you couldn't be. Did you hear about the? I don't know if it's PUBG or CS:GO now that I think about it. But there apparently is a gamer group, competitive gaming group out there called the Silver Snipers. And in
Oh, yes,
order to
I
get
heard
on
about
this
them.
team,
Like,
you have
cool.
to be 60 years old or older.
Nice. That's awesome.
CS:GO.
That is awesome.
Is it CS:GO? Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot which game it was.
I support these guys just on those merits. Like, that's awesome, dude. Game on.
How do you?
Hell yeah.
It's like, why are we losing these guys? Because they actually been in World War II.
Right? Jesus. That's really. That was good. That was really good.
That's fantastic. Anyway,
That's
continuing,
all I got
Dan.
right now. Nope, that's all I got.
Well, that's all he's got.
I don't know if you can follow that.
So we lost Colgano, unfortunately, but we do have Solo Mail, who's been playing a lot of games. A lot of different games, actually.
Kind of. I've been trying to play a lot of
Kinda
games.
shit.
Um,
I see what you stream.
no, like the thing is that you saw a lot of different games, but like the thing is that I've been trying to play a lot of different games. I just like I get frustrated, then I switch to something else, and I get frustrated at that, then I switch to something else. Basically, it's a circle of frustration, you know. So the thing I actually want to talk about is Terraria. I've been playing. I've finally gotten around to trying out mod Terraria, which I kind of didn't really like. I kind of thought, you know, that like I'm not really a fan of like mods that change like make like huge sweeping changes to things in games, you know, and so I kind of never really got around to it. Then on Squeega's Discord, Lilac recommended the Calamity and Thoria mods, and so like after me and Grabber beat the Moon Lord, we decided to try out a modded playthrough with even more of us, and it went really well actually. Like there's like a lot of like huge substantial changes to like just with those two mods. Like the Thoria mod like adds like a lot of new stuff, you know, all throughout the game, you know, and the Calamity mod adds a ton of stuff like to the end of the game basically, and as well as like making like tons of quality life improvements in earlier parts as well. So like the biggest change that like I've really been experiencing with the Thoria mod is that they've added two new classes. They're both support classes. One's a bard.
Wait, classes? Is this a new concept? I mean,
no,
I know that I know
it's,
you can collect a certain set of gear, and it's kind of like being a class, but it's not something you select.
Yeah, like when you get you get later in the game, it becomes more and more specialized, basically, where you got like all these specifically post Plantera. Like that's when you really start seeing a branching out of the different classes, like the beetle armor draws aggro, the spectre armor can either heal you at the cost of damage or damage more enemies, and like the Shrewmite armor allows you to like stand in one place to become invisible and like draw less aggro, and also boost your damage and critical hit chance, like stuff like that. So like it was just mostly those 3 classes in vanilla Terraria, but I keep pronouncing it the British way because I keep hearing British YouTubers talk about it. So
Where's
anyways,
Lorna when we need her?
So anyways, Thorium, the Thorium mod adds 2 support classes, the Bard and the Healer. Like with the Bard, it's basically like an alternative version of Magic, but basically have like even less defense, and you don't quite have the offensive power most of the time. But what you can do is buff all your everyone around you, like with these, like whenever you hit an enemy, like with stuff like attack speed, defense, critical hit chance, So, and it's not like just because I had like very little defense, because I forgot to say I was the Bard. I've only been using Bard weapons the entire time. So, anyways, just because I had much less defense and like less potential offensive power than a Magic class doesn't mean that I couldn't hold my own, because the Bard does have access to some really great weapons when you like boost it with accessories. They give it like stuff like the wind instruments homing powers, and like the string instruments bouncing, like it makes the string instruments projectiles bounce and everything. Yep. It's all really.
So with these mods, does Terraria, are they off of the Steam Workshop, or is there a Steam Workshop for Terraria?
I think that let me take a look.
Why don't I check?
Yeah, it looks like there isn't a workshop.
There's no workshop.
But there's this program that's most widely used called T-Mod Loader. It's like a Minecraft mod loader but for Terraria. And so basically it's creates a completely alternate executable. So like if you want to revert so basically it doesn't affect any of your vanilla worlds or vanilla players, and if you want to undo everything, you can just delete it, and then you can just use your previous executable. So
yeah, not bad. Well, very cool. Anything else?
Well,
nothing serious other than.
Well, I'm still going after Melody Deathless, and for some reason I just keep making mistakes.
Yeah, I made a pretty bad one last week. I don't know if I talked about it on the show. I think it actually happened after the podcast. Was it before or after? I think it was before. I was at 19 wins. I had just gotten the 19th win. I went over to read chat while I was checking a little secret room on 1-1. And I turned around and there's a Minotaur all dizzy, and I hear the noise. Ah! And Bard's dead. I was like, fuck you, game. Yeah, Veg, what have you been up to, sir?
I've actually gotten a lot back into EVE Online again. And
Can you get another Titan killed?
Almost.
Almost.
I've actually got a super carrier now in the game. So I have a ship that's worth about almost $30 billion in the game.
Which is real money.
Oh, God.
You said 40 million?
No, it's not. No, not that.
Hold on. Let me see if Google will do 30 billion ISK to you.
That's what I was going to do.
Oh, geez.
It's looking at 30 billion Iceland krona. Which is not correct.
So it's $20 for every billion ISK.
So $600.
Yeah, about that.
So there
Holy crap.
Oh, are you talking about spreadsheets in space?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the game.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's like the slowest game ever.
Yeah, I have a Nix.
I love spreadsheets.
Spreadsheet simulator.
Oh, then
I
you probably play the Market House then.
As a nerd myself, I never thought I would actually say I am surrounded by fucking nerds.
You are.
Like, this is amazing.
This is
Well, that's
Six
because
Gaming
you're the loser of
Podcast.
the
What do you
nerds.
think this is? You
That's
started
true.
this shit.
That's true. That's true.
Show you're
Okay.
on a podcast, including 2 text gods and one guy who worshipped one of them. So
Right. Fair. Fair.
Hey, I worshipped more than one of them.
So I've been playing a lot of that. My brother just got me a game called Insurgency for $1.50. So yay. That's also on
Oh my
Steam.
God, Dan, are you in chat?
yeah,
College Paper is
Yes!
talking about the very game you've just talked about.
I know. I actually, Weber, I said that I was trying it out this week. I haven't played very much of it yet, but just like the first 20 minutes or something like that.
Out of all the games that someone could come up with, that's amazing.
Maybe that's why he's here.
Yes.
Could be.
I
Continue.
might have to look into this because apparently there is
It's
a
free.
crowd.
It's free on Steam.
There you
Okie
go.
dokie.
Okay.
Doki Doki.
Yep, I know.
Doki Doki Artichoke.
Yep. There's a lot of hentai on that one. Tons of it.
Although
all of it.
I swear, if
All
I
hentai.
play this game and my wife walks in on me, there's going to be an issue.
Yeah, I have
So-
no idea.
Well, the
Yeah.
issue could go one of two ways. Either you're in
That's
serious
true.
trouble,
That is true.
or something else is going to happen that's
It's-
going
it's
to
a
look
flip
very
of a
similar
coin.
to what happens in game.
Yeah, it's a flip of a coin at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Nick. Continue.
What was I saying? I don't think I said anything.
I don't think you did either. I think it was on
Thale says there are cute waifus in Doki Doki.
Yes, there is. No,
Well,
he's not wrong. There are tons of waifus. As you know, he's an experienced Japanese schoolgirl. He would know.
Oh, God.
Oh, was it my turn?
Yeah, so continue.
Wait,
Oh,
what did
okay.
I thought it was me.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry, it was Veg. You're after
I was
us.
gonna
Go ahead.
say,
Veg.
yeah, it wasn't my turn yet.
Listen here, you
talking
fucking
about
nugget.
I'm sorry, your gravity diverted me. I'm sorry.
I know
I'm sorry.
I know my connection sucks, but I
I
didn't
don't.
think
I don't have a dumb wave. Actually, I could, but that's besides the point.
Continue, sir.
I don't
Besides
know.
EVE Online, I've been playing mostly F1 2017. I also found out that my fucking Heroes of the Storm is bugged and Blizzard refuses to fix it.
What? Well, delete it and reinstall it.
I can't
Why not? You
because
can't delete it.
no, it's not that I can't delete it. It's not like an in-game bug. I cannot. So whenever I try to play support for the daily, it does not count towards the daily.
Well, stop playing Arthas as fucking support.
Right?
I play fucking
Jesus.
Valkyrian, you douche.
Sorry.
No, but like legit, I can't do nothing in Heroes with the support for it to count towards the daily, and I don't know what the fuck to do. Because I contacted Blizzard, they're like, well, we'll just see.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
typical.
That was
Hmm.
helpful. I haven't had any issues with it, so
I never did until now, and I remember you could actually delete quests, and now you can't.
Ugh, that's
yeah,
terrible.
you can pass on them. I
No,
don't
you
have that
can't.
issue.
I can't.
I don't have an issue at all.
I think you should
Like, if
just
I don't want to do
reinstall
it, I click on the X and it's gone.
Just reinstall. See if that fixes that. It's a serious suggestion.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Been playing a little bit of that. I played like a couple games of League.
Yeah. Well, it's League, man. I mean, how many times do it's kind of like you have Alzheimer's, man. You bitch about League and then you go back to playing League.
No, I
And then
only
you
bitch
tell
about
us how many
ranked.
trolls and how venomous that game is. But then you go back to playing League. Like,
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel the same way with Necrodancer. Oops, did I say that out loud?
yep.
fucking Alzheimer's, bro. You got to move on.
You move on. But that and then the game I'm playing right now, which is F1 2017.
More
can-
racing.
I've been looking into getting Project Cars 2 because holy shit, that looks amazing.
I thought you weren't going to get it.
No, I am going to get it.
Oh, Project Cars. I'm thinking of iRacing. Never mind.
No, yeah, I can't. No, I'd love to have iRacing. I just don't have the fucking money for that.
Yeah.
Because all the tracks and cars I want, I estimated to be about like $300. So
Yeah,
no.
damn.
And that's not including the subscription either.
Anything else?
Your mom. That's about it.
My mom. Okay. Well, you enjoying that?
That I'm doing your
Anyways.
mom. That's all.
Yeah.
Playing with your mom. Anyway, I'm
doing
done.
your mom, doing your mom. Nick, what been up to?
I've been doing a lot of working and not playing video games,
What
but
the fuck are you doing here?
I know, right? Get the hell
Trying
out.
to
You're
earn
fired.
This isn't the Six
trying to
Workers
earn money
podcast.
so I can buy games. But I'm downloading Assassin's Creed when I get my internet connection back,
Yes,
and so I'll start
yes.
playing that.
Yes! I
And
convinced someone. Yes.
Yes.
well, you didn't really have to twist my arm. I was halfway going to buy it already, but he was just like, "Yeah, you should get it," and I was like, "All right, sold. I got it."
There you go.
I am that
But,
convincing.
So if someone
Since
told you
my
to jump off a
internet
bridge,
is-
would you do it?
Yo,
That would depend
hey.
on the day.
You know, you should
Look.
really jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a scenic view.
Kogano, here's the thing.
I'll give that a
We
shot.
are all jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge here after the show. So if you were really cool, you would jump with us. I'm just saying. I'm
Buy
just
me a
saying.
plane ticket. That's all I'm saying. Um,
I'm the only one that doesn't need a
Anyway.
plane ticket.
but also in the more nerdy side of things, I've been working on the backend database for a game called ATC Pro, which is an air traffic control simulation game that's really buggy unless you put a lot of work into the back end of it. And that's kept me occupied. Nothing really that new, but Assassin's Creed will keep me busy.
Oh, it will.
It will.
I promise you it will.
Anyway,
And I got a 3-day weekend, so
Hell
I'll
yeah.
make use of my time.
yeah, I'm pissed off because I have a 3-day weekend and not a 4-day weekend because Christmas
Aw.
Eve is on fucking Sunday,
Oh,
and
poor
therefore we don't
baby.
even get it as a holiday.
Oh,
So-
Jesus, Ron. First world problems.
Very much so.
Hey, I get the next 2 Mondays off paid, so I'm not complaining.
Yep, I do too.
Yeah, that's good too. Shosan, I'm going to be guessing you've been playing Assassin's Creed.
I actually no.
No,
Oddly enough,
convincing you to play a game he doesn't play. Who else do we know that does this?
I
That
have been playing it. I have been playing it. Don't get me wrong. Just not this past week. In fact, so my old man, my father, was so generous to grant me. I guess it's been a long time dream, right? I've always wanted to learn to play bass guitar. There's something about the bass it's always kind of grabbed me and
Doesn't
pulled
Brooks
me
play
in,
the
just
bass?
like the drums.
I
Yeah,
think Brooks plays the bass.
Yeah,
the
Brox
drums.
does. And from what I understand, he's actually really good at this. Well, so I have my bass guitar, right? But I have no idea how to play it. I've never played a stringed instrument. In fact, this is how bad I am. I have
Bass guitar.
for dummies,
For dummies.
right?
Oh,
That's,
well,
that's
so
how
you can-
bad I
Perfect.
am.
You should get
What-
everything out of
Whenever
that
you're
book
going
you
on
need.
tour,
What do you
just
think?
let
You
us
want
know.
a sitcom?
But to keep it gaming related, right? I figured, I've heard about this Rocksmith game, right? So why not give it a shot? Now, who likes Guitar Hero? I did. I was obsessed with
I
that
did.
fucking game for a long time.
It's a fun
I'm
game.
not
It's
even
a good party
lying.
game.
So I buy this Rocksmith game, and it is Guitar Hero, but with a legitimate instrument. And I got to tell you, it's brilliant. The way that it teaches you is really, really good. You do progress rather quickly. I got to say, I've been loving it, playing the hell out of it. Now, the games that it comes with, or
songs.
excuse me, the songs that it comes with aren't great in my opinion. They're not my style. But after paying what I did for the DLCs, I am absolutely in love. It's a really, really good game. So I've been playing the living crap out of that. All my fretting fingers are numb, which I am to understand is normal
Yes.
until you build up calluses.
Yep.
But yeah, it's weird and it sucks right now. But yeah, been doing that. So a lot of fun. I'd recommend it if you guys are looking to learn or even progress or just kind of play along. It's a fun game, Excuse me, been playing some Heroes of the Storm a bit, just kind of cashing in on all this free Winter Veil crap.
I still have a
Um,
stim pack I need to use. I haven't touched
Yeah.
it since I got it. So.
Also, do
You
you know
might
who's
as
sexy in
well,
that game
and-
right now?
What's
Well,
that?
right now they're giving away like portraits and crap like that, which I don't really care for. But I'm actually working towards play 5 games and you get a free mount. well, fuck it, I'll play 5 games. You know, so it's
don't
fun.
mean
It's
to,
still Heroes.
I don't mean to
What's that?
interrupt, but I'm gonna have to duck out early. So
That's fair.
Merry Christmas, Happy
Alrighty, Cole.
Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate.
3
happy
hosts
whatever
for
that
you.
is.
A festive
Thumbs up.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, man. Later. And then the other one, I've been trying to play Grand Theft Auto. Now, if you guys out there listening have any solutions, please let me know. Grand Theft Auto, for whatever reason, and it's most pronounced in multiplayer, the game just randomly pauses for me periodically. Like, it's almost like it freezes, and then it'll play for a bit, and then it'll freeze.
For how long does it freeze?
A few seconds.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Not very long, but it's enough to make it almost unplayable. Now, I looked it up online, and everyone's saying kill this Razor program in your services, kill this program running in the background, blah blah blah. None of that's worked for me. I've tried screwing with Xbox and Nvidia and blah blah blah. I can't figure it out. So if any of you guys know what the hell is going on or a good thing to try, please let me know. I would love to get back really into Grand Theft Auto. But in the meantime, I've been playing a little bit of that. And honestly, that's been about it. Between that and work, I've got no time. So
Very cool. I haven't been playing a whole lot, but the 2 main things, of course, Crypt and Necrodancer. I've started speedrunning again, and have improved a bunch of my times. I'm in the top 40 for every character except for Coda.
yes.
So that's
Awesome.
pretty good. And I got my 13th perfect game on Steam in the last week after I got a S+ rating on Medulla with Holly in Assault Android Cactus. So I have 29 out of 29 achievements in that game. So
Nice.
it only took me 79 hours to get that far, which apparently is, from what I understand from their server, is pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it.
I'd take it.
I'm doing the Infinity Drive, which is basically you have to get through 50 levels. I've made it as far as 29. Only 5 people on PC have gone all 50 levels. So it's one of those things that's very hard to do. But it's possible. I'm going to keep grinding at it. You can also get S+ on all 9 characters for every level. That's a thing, and I'm on zone 2 out of 5 for that. So hopefully we can take care of that sometime soon. That's pretty much it. Haven't been doing a whole lot. So, unless you guys got anything else, I think we're going to move on to.
Side note,
Uh-huh.
this is for Coles. Do not invite me back to a game unless you're willing to pay for me to come back to that game.
Kolzaratha, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I learned.
You mean that guy we haven't heard from in ages? That guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't. No offense onto him, but I don't fucking trust him when it comes to video games. He did that to what was it? The fucking sword game, the one Korean MMO.
He's
It's
done
like,
that to everyone at some point.
Yeah, he's like, oh hey, this game's awesome. You want to play with me? Okay. Hey, I'm level 50 on this game, or level 15. I was like, cool. I'm probably gonna catch up to you tomorrow. Hey, I quit and I played Black Desert Online. Cool. I'm not paying $10 for that right now.
What did he say he's playing now? Like Final Fantasy, I think he went back
Yeah,
to.
Final Fantasy 14.
And
I don't have the DLC. I don't want to pay for the DLC. I do want the DLC, and I do want to play that. But
I want it for free.
exactly, and he wants to play with me. He's got pay.
Yep. GG, Coles. GG. Anyway, we're going to move on to the third half of the show. This is, I believe this is your favorite half.
this is my favorite half of the show.
Favorite half of the show. This is the 6 Gaming Roundtable, and we're going to discuss something that Penth brought up, which I think is kind of amusing. There was an article on Kotaku that where they say what were the they basically list what they believe to be the biggest video game disappointments of 2017. So I wanted to go around and ask you guys, what do you think sucked this year in gaming?
Ooh.
No Man's
I
Sky.
literally never
I was gonna
played
say,
any
there's
games
no
that came out
Man's
in
Sky this year.
2017, so I wouldn't know.
No Man's Sky.
Was
That
that
came out
2017?
2016.
I was just gonna say I think that's 2016.
That's
It's still a
2016.
disappointing game.
This remains a disappointing game in
That's
2017.
disappointing.
I would have to say, sorry, I actually have it here. Does it have to be released this year?
It doesn't even have to be it doesn't even have to be a game. What in gaming sucked?
Oh my
I got
god!
one.
All the fucking loot box shit, especially with Battlefront 2.
Battlefront.
Battlefront, Shadow of War, EA Games, Destiny 2, all kinds of games had that crap in it.
Oh my god! Just that, like, and
This
everyone's like, "Oh, they're not going to constantly do that." And what did I say? They're fucking greedy, and they will. And you guys, no, they won't. And then you didn't fucking listen. There are fucking businesses who are greedy as shit. And you go, oh no, they're there for the gamers. Then we find out, oh no, they're fucking the gamers. Ah!
Thanks, Lewis Black.
I'm just gonna say it was very Lewis Black.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
but-
Solo. I know you haven't played anything in the last year, but you obviously, I mean, you keep up with things, and I mean, what really stood out as bad?
I can't think of anything that noteworthy to mention.
No new Dark Souls games.
I guess. Oh yeah, the Demon Souls server shutting down is kind of a bummer.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Demon Souls.
I'm too late.
A few weeks ago. Dan,
I'm sure
anything
there's going to be like a private group that's actually probably going to keep it going.
it could. It's possible.
I
Dan-
was gonna say all the shitty loot boxes and Battlefront and all that. Oh, and also Visceral getting shut down and the Star Wars game being canceled.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
kinda
that is a
shitty,
little
too.
disappointing.
Show anything you?
Yeah,
got pissed off
actually,
at?
there was one game in particular I had such high hopes for, and it completely let me down. Now, we're talking about a game that, going way back, I grew up with, man, and you know, hey, we're doing a second version of this, and I'm,
Is that what they did
hell
in
yes, let's
2017?
do this, dude. I was hyped, right? And it let me down dramatically, and that was Wolfenstein.
Oh,
Oh,
Wolfenstein.
I can't even say it was more of the same. It was literally a reskin of the first fucking game. Like, can you guys not at all create something new? Let's just do the exact same fucking thing that we always done in the past.
Yeah. I mean, to that end, Destiny 2, even like I had fun playing it, but it was not as big of a game as it should have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
And they hyped up Wolfenstein, and it was nothing.
Yeah, and they did the whole, you know, oh, we're going to punch a Nazi like campaign too with it too.
Yeah, they did.
Right, right. I mean, everyone loves killing Nazis, and don't get me wrong, it is fun killing Nazis, but this was just a rehash of the first.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think for me, the biggest disappointment of 2017 were all these big name games just being absolute and total failures. The whole mess with Andromeda, Mass Effect,
Yeah.
Destiny 2, Star Wars Battlefront, the loot box issue with the Lord of the Rings game. Just just big games. Just like maybe like even 5 years ago, these would have been like amazing games because they wouldn't have done all this stupid stuff. And now it's like they have all this money and they're just like sitting back on their feet, and they're like, we're just going to put out a game because it's time.
Right.
We don't
And
have a good idea.
Baconator in chat says that I knew Mass Effect was going to be disappointing, but it still makes me really sad to see what has happened with the series and BioWare in general. And I have to agree. I mean, I love the Mass Effect series, but this one was lackluster, to say the
Yeah.
least.
It was like the first one, because the first one was confusing. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing, and if you got lucky enough to beat the game, it's like, oh hey, that's how you do it.
Yeah, and fortunately for someone like me, I don't have to be playing these big AAA games. I have a whole slew of these indie games that
Yes,
I've
you
been
do.
playing that are way more entertaining than some of these games are.
Yeah, like look at fucking Cuphead. Honestly, if I was one of the animators and it bombed, I would have just killed myself.
But Cuphead is a lot of fun. It was a really well done indie game.
And that's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying, like, because of what they had to do to make it that way in that particular design, just no. I would never. I don't have the dedication like that.
It
absolutely
wasn't
amazing.
easy.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
So
Yeah.
that was what I've really thought of 2017. Just these
I don't know. It's just to me, 2017
flat on the
seemed
face.
really down for games.
just
Like
just
there
for
was
big
very
games, though. Just
very
for big
little. Yeah, there was very little to hype. There was very little that lived up to the hype. There was very little to really talk about in general. It was just a lackluster year.
And there have been really good games this year that are come out from AAA companies like Codemasters, the ones who make Project Cars, and then there's
But those went relatively untalked about. They
yeah,
were
exactly.
I mean,
Like fucking racing simulators have gotten unrealistic. Like they are, like if you with a lot of them, you need to be a fucking race car driver to play the realistic mode of it half the time.
right. But I mean,
And
you're
that's-
talking about
that's pretty awesome.
sadly, you're talking about a group of people who's like maybe 1 in 1,000 enjoys that style of game. So it's
And that'd be
never
me.
going to get the coverage that it probably deserves.
No, I mean we still cover those games. That's why we
Well,
have
yeah.
Veg on the show.
Yay! But there, a lot of racing games. Funny enough, the fucking NASCAR series still sucks dick. But
Well, it's
wait. Who runs that series? What gaming company?
no, it's not EA this time.
Oh, it's not.
No,
Oh, okay.
but they
Used
it's
to
like they
be.
took up the mantle of it, going, we can suck just as hard as they can. I
Yeah,
didn't-
but
I don't.
I mean,
know
come on,
sucks
dude.
dick.
It's
We
NASCAR.
can suck bigger dick.
Yeah.
Let's show them how to suck dick.
It's NASCAR. To be fair, I mean, it's not that complicated. You go in circles a
Well,
lot,
technically-
and then
okay.
you're done. At least F1, at least rally cars, at least all these other racing things have something interesting. NASCAR, you fucking go in circles.
Except for 2 races of the year.
Yep. What was it? Watkins Glen's one.
Yes.
How do you know that, Ron?
Because
disappoint.
because I lived in New York and went to Watkins Glen a couple times.
All
I
right,
don't
all right,
remember what
all
the
right.
second one is.
It's in California,
Okay, I don't remember what the second one is.
Sonoma Valley.
Where?
Sonoma Valley.
Isn't that where the big fire was?
Yeah.
That's where like all the fires are every year. I mean, it's nothing new.
Yeah,
But-
but it was particularly bad this year.
And like you guys, like I really hope that this is the rise of the indie games. Like I think this is going to be the beginning of the fall of very big gaming companies if they don't fucking change their ways.
Here's the problem: is these big gaming companies, if they do end up failing, are just going to be replaced by other big gaming companies.
Exactly. So I have to wonder, how does a big gaming company fail? They have such a fan base as it is. Like,
Well, look at
I don't
THQ.
really see EA
THQ did it.
failing unless they
Interplay?
get, like
Hello?
massively sued.
Yeah, Interplay, THQ.
Who in the '90s thought Interplay was going to go away?
That
Yeah, I
that
know,
is
right?
true. That is true. And I was a huge Interplay fan.
Yeah,
So-
but the thing
What's
is
an
that
interplay?
Yeah, get out of here, you
Hold on,
fucking
hold on.
millennials. God damn it. I just
Solo Mail, get off my fucking lawn.
right. I can't.
Pokemon.
Goddamn kids.
no, but the way that EA is going, they lost fucking billions with Battlefront 2. Not millions, billions, and they almost. And I think, from my understanding, they almost lost the rights from Disney to make another Star Wars game.
God, I hope so. I really
You know,
do.
that's big. That's a sign of a very big issue.
I
that's
thought
going on in the company.
I thought that Veg was full of shit just now. I looked it up. They lost $3.1 billion in their stock price. That's fucking insane.
Just say,
Honestly, the biggest thing that I think is going to keep them afloat is the fact that they have all these sports games under their
Oh, yeah.
umbrella,
Well,
so to
even
speak.
those are bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah, they're
how many
terrible.
times has fucking Madden or something else came out, or FIFA
And I
or
can
whatever,
tell you from my store
and they
alone.
sell millions?
And
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
for-
and you know what about FIFA? FIFA's caught up in the loot box controversy.
Yep.
It is. It absolutely is. You're right, but I don't know. It would be hard to see someone like that go down because they own that particular set of franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people will get tired of it. People get sick. Like, look at Call of Duty. Look at their repetitive bullshit.
You're such
Well, that's
duty.
true. I mean, Call of Duty was huge in the competitive gaming scene, and now nobody fucking watches that shit anymore. Nobody
Well, it's not-
cares.
Well, that's
Well,
because games like League of Legends and Dota and Overwatch have taken over.
Well, that's true. I mean,
Well, no one wants to see a bunch of angry bros yell at each other. Oh, you're a fucking noob! I sniped you.
well, exactly.
You
But
know,
that's,
and-
I mean, that same poison is going on in League. So,
No, theirs is just fucking kill yourself.
well,
And uninstall. Don't forget uninstall.
Yeah, kill yourself and
Anyway.
uninstall the game in that order.
Yeah. So here's hoping that 2018 doesn't suck because,
God, I hope
Oh,
so.
it's going to, but hopefully a lot less than 2017
yeah.
because they can suck my dick.
Hey, have you guys had a problem with the Blizzard launcher constantly bringing up user access security windows?
No.
Oh.
User access.
Like the do like, and it's like Blizzard launcher wants to make a change to your system.
Oh.
No, turn off UAC immediately.
I feel like
I don't
wanna
have
do that.
UAC on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no decent person has UAC on.
Okay.
Turn that shit off.
Anyway, I gotta go. So
Oh,
All right,
well,
so-
well, we're going to wrap this up anyway. So
Wrap it
thanks,
up.
thanks again,
Wrap-
guys, for
wrap it
watching. We've been the Six Gaming Podcast. You can check us out over on 6.gg. That's spelled SIX, not the number 6. So don't get silly. Dan, since you got to go, Your final thoughts.
I got
Yeah.
yes.
I gotta go. Bye.
So we have the we now have the Six Gaming community on Twitch. I don't know if it's like twitch.tv/community/Six Gaming, not with a GG, just Six Gaming.
Yep.
So you
It's
should
there.
check that out.
I added it. I'm going to be streaming to it now. Because you can actually have up to 3 communities listed now. They changed it a while back, so you don't have to just stream to one. So, like when I'm doing Necrodancer stuff, I'm now doing Condor and Six Gaming. So it's
Nice. Awesome.
Solo. Anything you want to leave us with?
I wanted to, like, the thing is that, like, when you mentioned Wolfenstein, I remembered Zero Punctuation's review of Wolfenstein from 2009. You know, the one without anything after the title. You know, that was meant to be a reboot, and he basically did an entire review in a limerick form. And and like the thing is that, like, I haven't played the new Wolfenstein or pretty much any Wolfenstein, but I kind of thought that this would sound a little bit relevant. Here we go. The new Wolfenstein seeks to enthrall with an ongoing high octane brawl, but it's a game about war that we've all seen before, and just like the title adds, fuck all. Any pretense of freshness is gone at the very outset of stage 1. You escape your pursuers via underground sewers, so we stars we mean to go on. Your gun is, of course, your best friend, on which you must always depend. When you get into fights, you can look down the sights and bullets come out at the end. Weapon choice doesn't start too exciting. 2 machine guns, a rifle for sniping, but later on BFGs coming with guarantees to shoot various flavors of lightning.
Yep.
There's soldiers all over the place.
so
You can't
many.
take a few shots to the face, but before you pour score, and they always respawn at a pretty disquieting pace. And then, like, at the very end, he said, I know what you're gonna say, Yahtzee. You sick internet paparazzi. Surely it's always fun to stick the butt of a gun up the arse of a goose-steppy Nazi. Well, if you like starting punch up in bars, or your head has been lodged up your arse, Wolfenstein may give at least some joy to bar. Otherwise, don't bother. 2 stars.
Yahtzee is my hero.
Yep.
Absolute hero.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Peace out, guys.
Definitely, you can find that out, I believe, on their wiki. It's long and it's hilarious. So definitely check it out. Show.
Well, all I gotta say is, after trying to learn to play bass, I will tell you this: that Geddy Lee is a freaking legend. That is all.
That is all. Veg, anything you want to leave us with?
Don't do kids and stay off the drugs.
Perfect.
Don't do kids and do drugs. Got it.
Yeah.
Check.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Rule to do drugs.
And go ahead.
Also, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Thank you, Will.
Ah,
Thank you, Wesley.
No,
Oh,
you shut
Jesus.
your fucking hole.
Get out of here.
And just one thing I want to add, because I'm doing something pretty cool on my channel. Of course, I run the Observatory Descent tournament every Saturday on every odd month. And we've done 6 of them this year. So I'm actually going to be doing an awards show probably around or just after the new year.
Ooh, sexy.
So check that out. We've already started on the nominations phase. We're going to be in the voting phase next week. And then I'm actually going to put together a video and air it on Twitch at some point. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yep. So that'll do it. I'm going to get back to my Necrodancer Deathless, Bard Deathless runs. So that's going to do it.
Heroes.
That's going to do it for 6 Gaming. Until next week, Shosan, take it away.
See ya, bye.
I'm gonna go get drunk.